Pat's Taps at Catfish Johnny's. Pat's Taps is Lake Panasoffke's only craft beer tap room, offering 12 rotating craft beers on tap. We also offer bottled domestic beer, seltzers, ciders, and wine, as well as a variety of appetizers and pub food. Our family-friendly tap room is a great place to hang out and enjoy some one-of-a-kind craft beer. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the Untapped app.
All right, welcome back to another edition of the Goblay Show. I'm your host, Billy Goble, and today's special guest is, he's a musician from a well-known last name, and let's just go ahead and dive into this one. Without further ado, our special guest today is Mr. Tristan Tritt. Tristan, welcome to the show, buddy.
How's it going, brother?
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Just got done doing some shows and happy to be in the great Sunshine State.
Yeah, you just went to Georgia, right?
Yes, sir.
How was that?
It was fantastic.
You
packed the place out and had a great show. The band did awesome. I couldn't ask for a better weekend.
Yeah, we met at our Sumter County Fair.
Yes, sir.
And you were just a spectator.
Yes, sir.
You were there to see Priscilla.
Yep.
Who put on a great show.
No, I was there for Caleb Sanders.
Oh, okay. I thought you were there for Priscilla. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's my best friend, so I had to come support him.
I got you. That was a good time.
Absolutely.
It was nice to meet you then. I'm glad you came on the show and got to hang out. And we're gonna jump into this and see how it goes.
I appreciate you having me.
So what are you up to these days? Just making your own way?
Pretty much. I mean, I've been doing this since 2020, and it's been an incredible ride. But seeing things start to grow and metastasize in the best way possible has been pretty incredible to see. And I'm incredibly blessed to have a bunch of mentors around me that have kind of shown me the ropes over time. But I mean, 2026 has already kicked off fantastically, and I'm super excited for what the rest of the year is going to be. So we're just playing shows, about to go to Nashville next week and start writing and recording and getting back into it. It's
amazing how all of a sudden it's 2026. When you think about it, you're like 2020. You think about that's 6 years ago.
Absolutely.
And that's when I met my wife. Mm-hmm. I've known her since middle school, but we didn't start talking until then.
A little before 2020.
Yeah, a little before. Probably 30 years before 20.
Yes, sir.
But anyways, it's amazing how the time creeps up on you, and it's just like before you know, it's going to be 10 years, and like this is my third year in the podcast. It's crazy.
It's wild. Yeah, it's wild how fast everything flies, and like so many things have happened. Like I've changed band members, I've changed styles, I've changed a lot of things, throughout the years. But 2020 was probably one of the most detrimental years in the worst and best way possible for me, because I was supposed to be living out in California and working with a manager out there in Newport Beach who was managing at the time like Sublime with Rome and Dirty Heads and all that stuff, and things just didn't work out. So this is before COVID hit. So I moved back to Georgia and I was like, oh my God, like what am I going to do? How am I going to find a way to make a living? Because now my plans have basically been swept aside, at least temporarily. And thank God I was in the South deep enough where we never truly shut down the bars in Georgia. So I started doing open mics because I had terrible stage fright.
Yeah.
And had to, overcome all that. And then over time, like a couple months down the line, I started getting paid gigs in Florida. And Florida was the first place that ever paid me ever. And I'm very loyal to the state because of that. And I'm very thankful for the fact that back in 2020, they took a chance on me, and like now I'm doing this full time. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that Texas and Florida were the only ones that were kind of like open and free will. Hey, I mean, you think about how much both states have increased in population because people are moving from different states that they're like, I just don't, I'm not agreeing with how it's run here, and I'm gonna get a fresh start. I'm gonna go here and try something different. And Florida has it's almost like, I mean, they considered it like during COVID the Wild West.
Oh, absolutely. And Georgia was kind of the same way, but it was so funny because the first show I ever did that they paid me for was in Leesburg. And when I got out there, it was like it never existed. And like, 200-300 people are packed into this like super small restaurant and watching us play 20 songs that we're supposed to have a 4-hour set. We had 20 songs. So we were like trying to figure out how to spread it out. But those moments, I still have the check that I was written. Like I have a copy of it. Obviously I cashed it. I had to. But that was one of the most significant moments in my life. Like people took a chance on me, and like I never in a million years thought I would actually be doing music. Even though I grew up with it and like had a famous father and my sister did it, I never thought I would do that. And Leesburg, Florida and Central Florida really took a chance. And here 6 years from now, or 6 years from then, like I'm doing this now. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Very, very thankful.
Yeah, it's amazing when people will and you're very thankful. I know exactly how you feel, because the same way with the podcast, when I started this, it's, I didn't know what was going to happen, what would come to, what would happen. And I'm thinking, are there people going to listen?
Right.
Are there people going to want to come on the show? Are there going to be people that want to be sponsors? This and that. And the outpour of people that have come to me and be like, yeah, like let's do this, or I know I'm not a big headliner like Joe Rogan or Theo Vaughn or any of these other guys that I listen to on the side while I'm working,
right,
that got me into this whole deal. But I hope that someone out there, I'm able to help maybe one day, when they listen, they go, oh, that's how I felt about this, or that happened to me, or.
Well, it's the same way I feel about music too. Like one thing I do love about the internet world now that we live in, there's a lot of negative stuff, but the positive stuff is the barrier to entry is pretty wide open. So anyone who wants to get into it can, if they're really dedicated to it, they can work their way up organically.
Right.
And that's fantastic. No different than the podcast world. If people just take a chance and they start building up on something, like obviously you're going to have your heroes, but like you have to start from somewhere. And what breaks my heart the most is just when people get so overwhelmed by looking at the top and the best of the best and they go, there's no chance I can even get out there. It's like, dude, they all started from somewhere. You have to just try.
Absolutely.
And like even growing up from, like I said, a music industry family, famous father, my sister has been doing this since she was 14 years old. Like I was always surrounded by music. I had horrible stage fright, horrible stage fright. I couldn't perform in front of anyone. And 2020 was just that right moment in time. Call it a message from God where it's like, hey, here's the moment where you can learn how to get over that and overcome that fear and build yourself up. And that's exactly what I did. But I was terrified in the beginning. And most people are like that in the music industry, and it breaks my heart because they never even try, and it scares them. And I'm like, dude, don't worry about Nashville. Don't worry about New York. Don't worry about Los Angeles. Like, just do your own thing, and it will come. Especially nowadays, if you're good, they're gonna find you.
Yep.
You just got to be consistent.
Yep.
That's it.
I always tell people, when they're starting out in anything, I always say you're not gonna be the best at it, and that's okay. And then once you realize that that's okay, then it gets 10 times easier, because you go, okay, I don't have to sell out this crowd. I can have 20 people I can play in front of, because there are other people that, man, I hear stories all the time about comedians, especially comedians. They'll go to this comic or comedy club and perform in front of like 12 people. And they know who they are, but nobody else came because they didn't know who, nobody was there.
Oh, yeah.
So they want to try material out. They don't go to a sold out stadium. They go to the Chuckle Hut or whatever, like the Ha-Ha place, and try out new things. And sometimes it doesn't work out. And even the best, Dave Chappelle has stuff that bombs.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter.
Well, I'm a massive comedy fan, so I'm glad you brought that up. Because, I followed, like, Carlin throughout my years, and, like, I was a big fan of a lot of the older guys, and, like, now I'm massive comedy fan. Like, I love all the new guys. Shane Gillis, Mark Norman, Theo Vaughn, all those guys. But in the music world especially, I realized that just having a capacity of 12 people, if you're able to shut your mind off and just be like, I'm going to perform like there's 20,000 people here. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I'm incredibly blessed to have, is like a band that, like, no matter how small in the beginning, and we had like a lot of trials and tribulations, I'm sure we have many more to come, but they never doubted the process, and they just locked in and they played like there was like we were at Wembley Stadium every night. And like, I mean, we had moments where we were playing in Orlando and there was 2 people. One of them was my girlfriend, the other one was my cousin. Like, and they still did that, and that made me, as their, you know, their boss, their leader, follow in suit. And that's the kind of environment you have to have, because you have to be resilient.
Oh yeah.
You have to be. Like, if you're gonna do this job, and that was one of the first things my father ever told me. Like, he was never critical about it, and I was so scared to tell him back in 2020 that I wanted to do this, because I didn't know what the reaction was gonna be.
Right.
And I'll never forget, I sat there right in front of him and I told him what I wanted to do, and he just kind of paused for a second and he goes, "Are you doing it for the right reasons?" And I go, "What do you mean by that?" He goes, "Do you love music?"
Yeah.
And I go, "Yeah, of course I love music." He goes, "It's not about the money, right?" I go, "No." He goes, "Good, because if it's about the money, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to handle it." And through 6 years, I've got so much ridicule and so much, I mean, people telling me to my face, like industry people in Nashville, "Your music sucks, dude." Like, to my face.
Oh.
And yeah, you want to punch their teeth down their throat, but like, obviously I got to be professional, and I also, like, how do I take that the next day and make it into something that's positive? How do I get better? And that's just one of those things. You just have to be resilient. And through time, it's one of those things, like, you can tell people all the live long day, but until you actually live the experience and you have that fortitude built naturally by having those, you know, trials and tribulations, the peaks and valleys, you're really not going to know. But I just hope people understand, like, as long as you're resilient, you can do whatever you want to do.
Right.
And it sounds cheesy, it's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason.
True. It's very true.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, you know, sticking your, you know, they always say put your nose to the ground, keep on the grind, just keep going, keep your head down, and one of the reasons why they say that is because, like you said, there's a lot of truth to that, because if somebody just made that up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, who's going to believe that?
Absolutely.
And you know, as far as the critics,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I've had, gosh, I remember getting you know, I've always been told, or I've always heard, don't read the comments.
Of course.
Don't read the comments. But it's so hard to not to. So, you know, I read this comment on YouTube one time, and it's like, "This sucks," or something like that. And I was just like, you know what? I wanted to use that as motivation. Like, what? Well, I wonder, I mean, they're not going to tell me what sucked. Mm-hmm. They may not even know it sucked, but they just wrote that. So what have I got to do to change that, to make that, like, better? How do I get better from that?
Sure.
Are you familiar with, you know, Jocko?
Oh, yeah, Willink?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So you know the whole thing with good?
Good.
Yeah,
good.
Good. So that's how I look at it.
You have to.
I'm like, oh, that I didn't do good on that? Good.
Good.
That means there's room for improvement.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we had basically like a sold out show on Saturday night, completely packed out, fantastic. Brand new drummer. It's his second show. He's killing it. Everyone's like cohesive. It's fantastic. And I'm making my rounds. I'm trying to get paid. Blah blah blah. And a gentleman comes up to me. He's very, very nice and very, very respectful. He's like, "Hey, can you take constructive criticism?" I was like, "Yeah, of course." And he was just like, "I think in your set list, like, you need to layer it this way because it's maybe a little too ballady, or it's too high on this." Or he laid it out in a very formulaic way that made sense to me.
Right.
And I was like, okay, that actually, like, makes sense. Thank you, because you're the crowd.
Yep.
I want to appease y'all.
Yeah.
You know, and being an artist and being a musician, there's a weird dichotomy that happens where in the studio and in the notebook, when you're writing, you want to write for yourself.
Right.
You want to write something that you enjoy, something you would listen to. But the second you go on that stage, and the second you go into a venue, and the second you're starting to perform in front of people, you have to do it for them. So if they're saying, "Hey, here's the critique right here," or "Here's why, you know, people aren't coming on the floor just yet," or listen to them. Take that in. Don't take it as a personal insult or anything like that. And like, don't get me wrong, it's taken me years to get my ego in check,
Right.
Because, especially with something like art, especially if you're playing songs that you wrote, like, it's personal. It's your babies. And if someone critiques it or something like that and they say, oh, this sucks or whatever, it's like, yeah, you want to immediately be defensive, but you have to take that constructive criticism and be smart about it and learn how to actually utilize those critiques into something that can be,
right,
10 times better down the line if you're smart.
Yeah.
And a lot of people I've just noticed, like, they're too caught up in their egos, and it's like, dude, you got to kind of keep that in check, man. I know it's hard.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, but, like, you have to understand, like, there's the business hat and then there's the artist hat. Business hat goes on, man. If they're not dancing to it, if they're not packing out the places, then you got to fix something.
Yep.
Because that's the whole reason you're getting hired. You're getting hired to bring people in.
Right.
So if they're not coming in, like, fix it.
Right. And I'll tell you, I've been to venues where just say like I've been to a House of Blues, and I had a really great experience there.
Right.
And it's a smaller venue versus like if I went over to the Kia Center in Orlando, and I've been in some concerts there, and I was like, you know what? When I left, I was like, I really didn't feel it. You know what I mean? But going to the House of Blues, like a smaller venue, just like you said, like, the smaller the venue, you might have 12 people there. If you're playing your hardest to those 12 people,
absolutely,
instead of the just say 5,000 people, and they get more out of it, then in the long run, that makes you better. Because I feel like you're just going through the motions.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be a default, and that was one thing. Like I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I'm truly like blessed to have my band because of the fact that they were able to like lock in moments where like as their boss, as the leader, and this is under my name. Sometimes, like, if it's not packed out, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You're like, Jesus, I'm sorry for bringing you guys out here.
Yeah.
And, like, there's no one to show for it. But they played the same way. And then the second something good happened, or the second fate came into play and we started playing larger crowds or anything like that, they were so akin to just playing like that normally, I didn't have to tell them anything.
Yeah.
They were just like, okay, lock in, go.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah.
Like they're pros and they make me look better. And it's like, but it was all because of doing those bad shows that we just like didn't give up.
Yeah.
We didn't stop.
Yeah.
I didn't stop. I couldn't look at those guys afterwards, and as much as coming back and looking at them in, the van or the hotel room and be like, dude, that sucked. Like, I know. But like trying to convince them of my dream.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly difficult to do.
Yeah.
Because it's not a band. It's the fact that they locked in like that, it still just blows my mind. They're incredible.
Yeah. You're talking about keep going and everything. It reminds me of I know Tim Wilson, who he's passed away since, but great comedian, songwriter, hilarious songs. I love everything he's done. But I remember him talking on one of the talk shows. They said, when you have a bad set, as a comedian or whatever, this could be used as a musician as well. Especially when you mentioned your stage fright. Mm-hmm. He said one time he had something happen. He had a heckler on there, and he was let the heckler get the best of him.
Sure.
And or it was the guy before it. I'm sorry, it wasn't him. It was the guy before him, and he just left. And they got back to the green room, and he goes, "Dude, you can't bail. Mm-hmm. You cannot bail. You got to stay in there and do your thing. Whether inside you're the duck on the pond, the feet are going like this, but outside you have to be that above the water." Where they go,
absolutely.
This looks natural.
Well, one of my biggest heroes of all time is a guy named Lemmy Kilmister from Motörhead. And they were talking about Motörhead when they were first getting started. And they were, I'm pretty sure like the first review of the band, they said the worst band of all time or something like that out in England. And he basically said, someone asked him, like, how has Motörhead had a, 50-year long career? He's obviously since passed, but they had a crazy long career. And he goes, we just didn't die. Yeah. We just didn't stop.
Yeah.
And
can't stop.
You really can't.
No.
And it sounds so cliche, but it's the truth. And it's not like, obviously the definition of insanity is doing something that doesn't work and keep repeating it over and over and over. But if you're smart, you're going to keep being persistent towards the overall goal. But whatever happens in front of you, if you learn from the mistakes, then you're going to incrementally get better. That's just how it works.
Right.
And like trying to, especially nowadays, not trying to go all philosophical.
No, you're good.
But nowadays everything is so like based off of instant instantaneous gratification.
Yeah.
You want food, Postmates it. You want, shoes, whatever, Amazon it. It's overnight.
Yep.
Nothing is coming through time and effort.
Yeah.
So that's why, divorces at an all-time high. Like, all these crazy things are happening right now. It's like, not like that hasn't gone away, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Relationships are falling apart at the waysides like crazy because people are like, oh no, this is inconvenient. Well, let me get out of this.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, anything in life, you have to like keep going.
Absolutely.
You have to. And this is the one thing that truly I dedicated my life to in 2020. I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm not going to half-ass this. I can't. It's not possible.
Exactly.
Either go in or just get out. And you just got to learn.
I used to say if you're going to half-ass something, half-ass it all the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which kind of doesn't make sense, but it's my own rendition of like, look, if you're just going to do it 100%.
I mean, it makes perfect sense because, I mean, sorry for anyone that follows me on social media, but the reason that those rants and all that stuff started happening years ago, like probably 2 years ago, was because I hired a PR team. And I hated social media. I didn't want to do any of that stuff. I didn't want to do the TikTok videos, the dances, and all that stuff. I just thought it was corny, cheesy. And I thought I could bypass it. I was wrong, obviously. But I just started, they would send me like these things of like, oh, you got to, do a video for this upcoming show or this upcoming song. And I would just start messing with them personally and post the video. So I was like doing like this tongue-in-cheek thing, but it started catching on. And I guess people kind of caught on to my sarcastic brain because I'm a bit of a smart ass. A lot of it. My parents would definitely say I'm a lot of it, and my girlfriend. But it's like I turned it into a business model.
Right.
Because now I'm having fun doing it. Like
right.
I don't complain about doing that stuff anymore because I know I can turn it into something fun.
And I think that's the biggest key is trying to find something that you are good at. And not just a musician, but, you have to self-promote.
You have to.
You have to.
You have to. And I see so many people, too. Like, I'm not a Nashville artist, just to be clear. I'm up there sometimes. My band's based out of there, but, like, I'm 100% a Georgia-based artist. Yeah. I try to avoid that place as much as possible because I have a love-hate relationship with them. I love the fact that there's so many talented musicians, and when I need to go up there and record, they're right there. There's some awesome, awesome people. But what I don't like is the conformity there. Yeah. It's a giant high school cafeteria.
Yep.
And I didn't come up with that. Marcus King did. But it's the perfect analogy for Nashville.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get caught up in that.
Yeah.
I try to avoid it as much as I possibly can.
Do you ever get, you had mentioned stage fright earlier. Do you ever get imposter syndrome?
Every single day of my life.
Every single day?
Every single day I look in the mirror.
I mean, that sounds like that's like a, well... Yeah, I mean, everybody thinks, that why wouldn't you if you're successful or whatever, but sometimes people tend to, it hits them a little harder than other people.
Absolutely.
So I wasn't sure if that was something that you...
I see it every single day, every single morning when I wake up, when I look in the mirror.
Look in the mirror and you go...
Absolutely.
You go, what's going on?
Absolutely.
Who are you trying to fool?
Yeah, and in the beginning, like, everyone has their bad habits and stuff that they do in the beginning when they don't know how to rationalize those kind of feelings, especially with like the pressure and like everything all of a sudden like starts, not like it's taken off like crazy, but like it's now a business. Like I'm doing this full time.
Right.
And seeing it grow from like an idea to like now you got a full band, you got employees, you got PR, you got a manager, like how that happened, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And a lot of it too, I guess the real reason for the imposter syndrome was like the fact that the bar was set so high.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see people who just made it, and I wasn't surrounded by people who just made it that were like, right place, right time kind of deal. They probably were at the right place at the right time, but they were some of the most talented human beings in the world.
Yep.
Like I spent an exorbitant amount of time around Charlie Daniels and like all these older cats from the early country days, and I'm so thankful for that, but they were so talented.
Oh yeah.
And I look at myself and I'm like, how in the hell do I think I'm ever going to compete with someone like that, or even my father?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's my dad, but like he's hands down, like objectively, just looking at him from like an outside perspective, he's one of the most talented human beings I've ever met in my life.
Right.
as much as I want to strangle him sometimes. And he wants to strangle me. Like, we were literally texting right before I got over here, just like arguing about dumb stuff, just constantly. But we're the same person as well. But as an artist and a performer, he's one of the most talented human beings. So even like posting videos of me playing guitar, I know that caliber is already set.
Yeah.
And people are just going to automatically compare, and it's either having to train my mind to be like, okay, like, don't worry about what they say, or like, you just got to understand that you're not him.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that stopped me from doing music for so long.
Yeah.
Was the fact that I was so afraid. The shadow was so big.
Yep.
I didn't want to even touch it.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, hey, you want to go play, horse with Michael Jordan. Like, it seems like a fun game, but like, you're playing with the best of the best for, something like
Absolutely.
that. Like, even as a kid, like playing in front of my dad, just like my hands would tremble.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that I had to get over during COVID, was like, I had to stop that fear. And over time, it took years, and I didn't want my dad to come to any of these shows. He wanted to come to a bunch of shows when I was getting started. I wouldn't let him.
Yeah. Whether your water is supplied by a public municipality or a private well, for residential or commercial use, Purified Water Services LLC has the solutions to provide you with simply clean water. We offer a complete line of professional water filtration equipment and accessories. Soft water makes a difference you can see and feel. Water heater and appliances last longer with less maintenance. Iron and H2S filters eliminate iron stains and offensive rotten egg odors, and protects your water softener equipment from iron fouling. No matter what your problem is, Purified Water Services LLC has a solution. Contact Kenny Williams at 352-446-2709. If you're looking for real fun and adrenaline in Central Florida, head out to Bushnell Motorsports Park. It's a real outdoor go-karting track in Bushnell with high-speed rental karts that anyone can drive, no experience needed. You show up, they get you geared up, and you're racing. It's a great day to go out with friends, a great date, a great way to spend an afternoon. The high-speed karts are available to anyone 16 and older, and the junior karts are for anyone 10 and older. It's also one of the top spots in the area for corporate events and private parties, birthdays, bachelor parties, team building days, and company outings. They handle the whole thing. Track time, meeting room, trophies, the whole works. To learn more or to plan your race, visit BushnellMotorsportsPark.com. That's BushnellMotorsportsPark.com. If you want an energy drink that tastes like a reward, check out Big B Energy Drinks. 3 delicious flavors: strawberry smash, white cherry fizz, and summer melon. Super refreshing, super smooth. It hits the caffeine sweet spot, 80 milligrams per can, made for the people who want something more than soda, but don't need the 300 milligrams energy drink full of jitters. It has a smooth onset with no crash at the end. And the best part, no artificial colors. It's the kind of energy drink that you grab on the way to work, before the gym, or anytime you need to lock in and get something done. Take a sip, thoughtfully crafted, masterfully mixed. You can order online at BigBEnergy.com. Use promo code GOBLAY10 to save 10% at checkout. CY Western Company is located in Bushnell, Florida. It's a great place for boots, clothing, gifts, and accessories for the whole family. They are a family-owned and operated business that opened in 2008. They offer free gift bagging and layaway services, and also a 10% discount for 4-H and FFA members with proof of membership. Be sure to like them on Facebook, where customers can stay updated on sales and giveaways. You can find them next to Lowry's True Value Hardware in Bushnell, open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Be sure to check out CY Western Company.
Catfish Johnny's Restaurant, served at Lake Panasoffkee and surrounding areas since 1990. For the last 34 years, we have strived to serve great food at good prices and a friendly, casual atmosphere. If seafood isn't your thing, our wings and burgers are the best around. We have our daily specials too. We are open Wednesday through Saturday. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram for more information.
Webster Ace Hardware and Farm Supply are generous sponsors for today's podcast. They have been a family-owned business for 27 years. This helpful hardware store sells items such as archery, Ariat clothing and boots, Wrangler jeans, case knives, Hammond's candies, and live fishing wear. They also have a full selection of hardware, RV supply, propane, Ben Moore, Royal & Clark, and Kingston paints. You need a barn or fencing job done? Custom barn kits and roofing metal are provided at your local Ace Hardware store. What about a new grill for the yard? Traeger, Big Green Egg, Weber, and Blackstone are found here, along with all the accessories to go with it. Stock up your workshop with DeWalt, Milwaukee, or Craftsman tools. They got you covered. Remember to go to ace.com to shop their entire line to have items shipped directly to the store. Stitching Heifers is your one-stop shop for embroidered and printed hats, custom patch hats, and trending graphic tees that can be fully customized for you, your company, or your next big event. Whether you need a single design or a whole company's worth of branded gear, they've got you covered. Come see us at 110 Bushnell Plaza in Bushnell. Shop in-store or browse online anytime at mponmaine.com and thestitchingheifers.com.
It's probably about a year ago. I played a place in Nashville called The End. It's like a small rock club, probably 200-300 people capacity. He came out to that. It was the first time he ever came out to that show, and I knew he was coming out already. So my band was kind of nervous. I was super nervous, but we played our hearts out, and that to me was one of the most fulfilling things because I got to show him. I was like, dude,
yeah,
I'm not just the nepo baby. Look what I can actually pull off.
Right.
And after that happened, I still have incredible respect for my dad, and I have incredible respect for my heroes.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of heroes, all from different genres. But that comparison, I'm just competing with myself at this point. And the imposter is always going to be me, even if I'm comparing myself to myself, because I'm never going to be the person that I want to be.
Right.
I'm just trying to be that person.
I know you already know this, but you remind me a lot of Hank Williams Jr. Because he had a lot of pressure with, a lot of people just go, oh, Hank Williams Jr. He was a singer and he just they don't know all the, if you do
his dad basically created country music.
Yeah, and if you do a deep dive on him, when his dad died and he started going and touring, they wanted him to sing his dad's songs, and they're
only that.
They were pissed because it wasn't him.
Absolutely,
they're like, you suck. You can't bring your dad back, but you're doing your dad injustice because you're trying to do. And he realized at a very young age, I can't do this. This is not fair to me.
No, and he didn't sound like him either.
No, and he had, but he had his own deal, and he wanted to do his own deal, but eventually he did his own thing.
And you just have to make that leap too. But just like anything else, I think one of the reasons that Hank Jr. was so successful is he fully committed to being himself.
Yep.
You can't half-ass it.
No.
You can't go, hey, I want to make my own sound, but I'm also going to kind of lay back and hang on to the legacy. I get told all the time, every show almost, you don't sound anything like your dad.
Yeah.
It's that's the point. But at the same time, if I had to play one of my dad's shows, I'm 100%, I'm sure I could keep up to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But I didn't get into music and want to make my own original songs to sound like someone who's already existed.
Yeah.
That's redundant.
Yeah, and there's nothing worse in the world as a son to hear, it's a line from one of Hank Williams' songs. You'll never be as good as your daddy, boy. And you're like, God dang.
Well, I'm very proud of my daddy's name, although
his kind of music,
his kind of music and mine ain't exactly the same.
Nope, two different worlds
completely.
But that's what I mean. It's these people wouldn't let that go. They love this guy so much that they're like, hey, your mom's gonna dress you like him, and you're gonna do this like him, you play like him, you look like him, and it's not the same. It's not the same.
I kind of got screwed over just by genetics because I look exactly like him. And then I decided I never grew out my hair my entire life. And then 2020 happened. No one was going to barbershops or anything. So I was like, now's the time to do this. So, of course, right when I start music, I have hair down to here. Yeah. And now I've got the beard. I'm trying to separate myself a little bit.
Well, I will say this, and your dad, if he ever sees this, he can attest to this. But your dad, anybody's dad, my dad, your dad,
sure thing,
are the only men in your life that want to see you do better than them.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. It does, and that's probably one of the most intimidating things in the world. Is when you have a successful father, especially in a really, really hard world to break into.
Yep.
And also just growing up and hearing the stories from him, it's also one of the reasons why like I'm not a part of Nashville, because I saw my dad and I looked up to him so much. He was my, he was my Achilles, he was my Hercules, ultimate hero.
Yeah.
And he would tell me these stories of like just not being a part of the system and building these sounds and experiences based off of your own life experience, not what Nashville's telling you to write about right now because it's trending. And still to this day, trying to compare myself to that and trying to keep being authentic, which is, it's such a conundrum. It's difficult to be authentic.
Yeah. It's
difficult. Like, it's hard to be yourself sometimes. It seems like it's going to be the most, like, default setting. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Because your default setting is we're social creatures. We want to fit in with people.
Yep.
And once I got to Nashville, I understood, because I saw it so many times of people that were incredibly talented that came from all different walks of life and all different places in, the United States and Canada. Incredible artists. And then a year and a half goes by and I come back and they sound exactly like everyone else.
Yep.
They lost that fingerprint. They lost that sound, and I'm like, I can't surround myself with this.
Yeah, they almost become chameleon-like, where they just kind of blend and they lose that identity.
And I'm sure as like business sense, I'd probably be selling a lot more records if I conformed to a lot of things. But just sleeping at night and knowing that I made the decisions I made, I feel a lot better knowing like, hey, like even if it doesn't work out or it doesn't sell what I thought it was going to do, or like I did this.
Yeah.
I created this.
Yep.
And this is my baby. And like either way, it's fine. We'll go from the next song.
You can always look at it this way. You did it your way.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like that song, I Did It My Way.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how, we want to fit in and we want to be a part of the group.
Absolutely.
Like you said, it's tribal. Mm-hmm. It's something that we've this is over thousands of years of evolving. And, it's so hard to, that's why one of the hardest things is like as a kid is to make friends. When you're young,
mm-hmm.
and you go to a new school or you go to a new grade and you got different kids in your class, you're like,
absolutely,
I don't know these kids.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what makes you got to be yourself. You can't be someone you're not. I learned that at a very early age where I tried to be something I'm not,
mm-hmm.
and it doesn't work out so well.
No.
Because then I run out of things to pretend to be.
Well, especially, I noticed too, when you go on a stage, everything's magnified. So any type of feelings or any type of illusions that you have. Now, if you're completely delusional and you're like, I'm the shit, and as soon as you walk up there and you have that confidence, and if you've got the talent to back it up, people are going to buy into it immediately. Yeah. But if people walk up stage and you're shuffling your feet and you're nervous and stuff, people also react same way.
Yep.
You got to truly believe what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just by doing, like, becoming that person and understanding, like, you got to be true to yourself.
Yeah. And
so many of those folks, what turned me off going to Nashville for the first couple of times when I was like 18 years old was just how inauthentic a lot of people say. And I'm not dogging on Nashville, but there's a lot of problems there that I think when people are like, oh, country ain't country no more, which I hate that statement to begin with. Because I think there's a lot of great country artists out there. I think there's a lot of great music out there, period.
Yeah.
When people say, oh, music sucks nowadays, no, you're not looking hard enough.
Yeah.
But in Nashville, when people are trying to play the popularity game, and they're trying to get in the circles and they're trying to be, the next guy, it's pretty easy to just follow in the footsteps of the other person and sound exactly like them.
Yep.
And what they don't understand, or maybe they do, and they're just, they're riding along with it, is the person who creates the sound will tour off of that for the rest of their life.
Oh, yeah. Because
they created the sound. And they're going to have the hits. They wrote the soundtrack to your generation, to your life, to your adolescence, whatever it is, your breakup, divorce. Those people will tour forever. My dad was one of those people.
Yeah.
But the people that try to mimic, they might, because that sound might be popping off, they might have a flash in the pan kind of career, but like over time, they're not going to be able to have that longevity. And that's another thing. Like, my dad burned it into our skulls of like, if this is what you want to do, play the long game.
Yep.
Because like it's so incredible to see. My dad's 63 years old now, and seeing him still tour and play in front of 16, 17, 20,000 people this far into the game is incredible. it's incredible. And but he did at the time. He made a lot of decisions that I'm sure were going to be very financially beneficial and would have probably been like number ones or whatever. But he didn't want to go with the flow.
Yeah.
But the audience and his fan base respected that, and that was one thing that I carried with me. I was like, you know, whatever small fan base I do have right now, I just want them to know, like, dude, I'm me. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make what I'm gonna make. If you don't like it, tell me. That's fine. You know, shit, we'll try it again.
Yeah.
But I'm not writing about what's hot right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell stories about the things that I'm experiencing.
Yeah, because we all experience different things, and you know what I might find interesting, you may not,
Of course,
or vice versa.
Yeah,
and so it's totally. I mean, it's no different from, you know, a book writer, like a novelist or whatever.
Of course, yeah, you got to be in the setting too, and that was
exactly.
That's one of the things. Like, my girlfriend's based out here in Bushnell, but like I constantly come down here, and it's one of the most refreshing things. Like my latest song, High Roller, I wrote here.
Oh, that's cool.
Straight out of the gate. Like, I was driving to the gym and literally, like, on my hands and knees was playing and wrote the song.
That's cool.
But it put me in a mindset, and it once again, not dogging on Nashville, but like, it's kind of ironic that you're writing songs about like the rural, blue collar American working people from a city where you're nowhere near any of that.
Exactly.
Like, having a buckhead on your wall is controversial.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're talking about, yeah, we're going out hunting on the truck. Like, it's, what are you talking about?
Right.
You're completely isolated from that world.
You know, my favorite genre of music is 90s country, because, I mean, and I do like I do like the new stuff. There's a bunch of really, like you said, talented artists out there. But my thing is, like, you know, I'm out on the patio. I got something on the smoker. I'm listening to the 90s country. That's what I'm listening to. So I can listen to that, and it will take me back to, and I was in the 90s. I was like middle school, high school. So it was for me, it's a different feeling. But that genre of music always takes everybody back to like a better time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It was a different world back then.
Well, I'm fortunate enough to still have my parents around, but the amount of people I've met that, like, they talk about those nostalgic moments where their dad or their mom was playing a song when they were kids, and it's stuck in their head, and it brings them back at that time and place. It's like when you have a certain smell or something, it just brings you right back there. Music is so powerful in that way. And at the time, because I was a rebellious little shit, and anything my dad said, go left, I'll go right. Like, and my mom, like, I gave them hell. But he introduced me to a lot of good music. And at the time, I kind of like pushed it off to the side because it was, you know, it's my dad's music, it's old music, you know, whatever. And then the older I got, I was like, oh my God, like, this is some of the best music ever made. Like, he put me onto the Eagles, he put me on the Marshall Tucker Band, he put me onto Boston, he put me on, like, so many different bands, Bad Company, like, and I cherish those moments now. And like, long after he's gone, and like when I'm a grandpa one day, I'm still gonna listen to those songs, and like, it's gonna bring me back. And that's in a way, that's I think what every artist wants to do is just kind of create that kind of sound or that song that brings people back for eternity. Yeah. You know, there's plenty of artists. Like, I'm a huge Tom Petty fan.
Yeah. Oh, Tom. Yeah.
Love him. He's one of my favorite artists of all time. And like, he's been dead and gone for quite a few years now.
Almost 10 years. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yet still, every time I hear it, yesterday I was leaving the gym and I'm listening to Running Down a Dream.
Oh yeah.
And still, you know, it's like a lightning bolt up you.
Yeah. That's, listen, I mean, can you do me a favor though? Can you bring back the nostalgic CMT versions of music videos?
I would love to. Well, here's the thing. I'm my brain scares me a little bit, and it scares a lot of people, because when I start describing ideas, they're like, "There's no possible way you could do that." Because like, it's like a mix between like old CMT and then like Primus and stuff like that, like claymation stuff. Like, I just want to go balls to the wall with it and do crazy stuff. But I love art. Yeah. Like, I love when people do crazy stuff and even crazy music where I'm like, I don't get this, but I get what they're doing. Like, this is dope.
CMT back in the day was so believable with those videos.
Yeah, it was like cinematic.
Yeah, the way it was shot, I swear, I thought your dad was in a wheelchair for real.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. The amount of times I've heard that's so funny.
When he fell down on the dock, I was like, bravo, bro.
Oh, I'll never forget. We were when I was a kid. We had this old ranch style house, and my brother was being born. He was a whoopsie, so we had to completely build a new house. So we lived in a double wide trailer for 3 years. And I'll never forget. I don't know if someone got it on a VHS or a CD. YouTube wasn't like a thing then.
Yeah.
And me and my sister were watching the "Tell Me I Was Dreaming" video.
Yes.
And bawling our eyes out.
Yes.
Because like this woman that's not my mom. First off, she's white. She's not my mom. She's slipping and falling on the boat, and we're like, oh my God. And like Dad's wheeling over trying to help her, and I'm like, you're standing though right now. Like
your dad's like a Vietnam vet you didn't know about,
exactly.
like Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of, was Lieutenant Dan.
You heard it first. Travis Tritt has stolen valor. I'm joking.
Mr. Tritt, I did not say that. I'm just kidding.
I'm totally joking.
But you know what I'm saying? Like those videos back then.
Yeah, they put effort into it.
I mean, they were, like you said, cinematic. They had like production value.
Oh yeah. And one thing I will say, and this is not really in the music world, but like I've been fortunate enough, never in a million years thought it would happen, but like I started becoming friends with like a lot of YouTubers, and I didn't know jack squat about YouTubing, like what went behind it, how they did it, blah. Met a lot of guys that like top of the top, really good YouTubers, and they kind of broke it down, and it was refreshing because like number one, I wasn't a YouTuber, so I was just talking about music, and then they're talking about something I have no clue about. But the reason I brought this up was there's all these guys that are like independently creating these like short films and like horror films and all this stuff. Like Papa Meat Canyon made this horror film that's like 25 minutes long. That's a masterpiece. It's like all these practical effects. And it's like a single person did that. Obviously he's got a team, but like there's no studio or anything like that. Why can't music videos do the exact same?
Absolutely.
Be crazy with it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, that I
hit me with it. Come on.
No, I mean, it was just, like I said, it was just a different time. And that was, that's when I went home in the afternoon, and I wasn't a very good student, so I neglected my homework.
I was terrible.
We two peas in the pod right here. Hated homework, hated school. Was just there for the social effect.
Right.
Just a social butterfly showing up to school every day. And, oh my gosh, I work with a bunch of my old teachers now. And it's so funny because I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. If I'd have known I was going to be working with you 6 years later.
You got to pay for your sins now.
And then everybody tells me the same thing, like, oh, man, you weren't. And I'm like, you don't remember me very well because I was not a good student. Right. And I'm sure you were just like, but I'm sure it was easy for them. They're like, all right, 0.
Trust me, my poor parents, like none of us were scholars. No one went to college or anything like that. Like, we were never going to be on the dean's list or anything like that. I think all of us were cruising at probably, if we were lucky, a 2.1 GPA. Yeah. Not because we were dumb. We just didn't care. Didn't like the school part.
Same way.
But it's going to be very difficult the time when I do have a child, and I'm going to try to be the responsible parent and be like, you got to do your schoolwork, you got to do all that. And if they look at me like, what'd you do? I'm like, I'm going to have to lie or just be like, point towards someone else, be like, your uncle did this though.
So funny story, my son is 12 and my daughter's, she's 19. She just graduated last year. So my son comes home, I think this is last year, he was in 5th grade. He comes home with it's a low A. But his midterm, it was high A. So I'm like, really? Like, you dropped like 2 or 3 points?
How
really?
Dare you?
You are what?
How dare you?
And my wife just looks at me and she's like, I don't think you have any room to talk.
They would be popping bottles of champagne if any of my siblings walked in with a B. Like the amount of times that I would walk out and have it, because I wouldn't study or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
And when it came to math, I truly was just a dumbass.
Oh, I hated math.
But I mean, if there was something that was like, oh, you got passing, like a D, whatever, 71, it was like World War II just ended. Yeah. You know, you're kissing someone in the street. Yeah, we made it. Like, it's so dumb. We were terrible students.
My mother cried when she heard I was going to graduate.
Really?
That's how traumatic my high school career was.
Good on you, man. Good on you. Yeah, but I'm definitely, if my kid goes down that route, I'm going to have to lie. Hopefully they're going to be a scholar, I'm not going to have to say anything, but if they look at me and like, well, what'd you do when you did? I'm like, And even if I look at my grandparents, like my dad was not a good student. My mom damn sure wasn't a good student at Leesburg High.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to look. I always say there's two different people. There's book smart and there's street smart.
Absolutely.
And I got the street smart. I think.
Well,
I think I did.
Someone told me it was the guy I was doing the internship with. The manager, Cheese. He told me that business is a mix between billiards and golf.
Yeah.
It's golf because you want to get. It's all about efficiency, and with billiards, it's all about strategy.
Right.
I suck at both. So what? Now what? I suck at both of those. I'm trying to get good at golf. I'm so bad. I try to get good at billiards. I suck.
Yeah. Unless you have some like an amazing amount of time where you can sit down and focus on a certain skill.
Absolutely.
Like billiards. I have a pool table right over here. You know how many times I play on that pool table? I can count them on my hands, probably. How many times I've actually played on there.
See, my family's like vicious pool players, and like once again, they're so good at what they do. And even my brother's 4 years younger than me. He's a shark.
Oh my god.
He's a shark. My my dad's a shark. My sister's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And my whole family, like when they come up for like 4th of July and New Year's, like you're gonna get hustled. I'm not gonna touch that. So I just give some bullshit religious excuse. I'm like, no, I don't gamble or anything like that. No, I just don't like losing money. That's the reality.
You're just being honest, though.
Of course, I hate losing money.
You're like, I'm just competitive, but I'm a sore loser. I don't even want to.
I'm Ebenezer Scrooge counting what I've got left. I'm not gonna push that over.
I made an executive decision not to play you today, especially if you're a hustler.
And I'm damn proud of it. Smart move.
Absolutely.
So,
real quick, growing up, how was it? Like, were you able to go on tour with your dad, or was it like, did he go and do his thing, or were you like involved heavily, or what?
No, so like I said, my little brother was a whoops, so he was 4 years younger than us. But the first 2 years of me and my older sister Tyler Reese's life, we stayed on the tour bus, and like we got to see a lot of cool stuff. I was there for the filming of the CMT Crossroads when he did it with him and Ray Charles. I met Ray Charles. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
Saw a lot of cool things.
That's awesome.
And my dad also, like, my sister was born in 98. I was born in 99, so we're like Irish twins. But he took time off when both of us were like born to spend time with us and really have a family unit, which I'm so thankful for. Like, our family still to this day is like, as much as we want to wring each other's necks, like, we're incredibly tight. And that's probably one of the main reasons, is like we were on the road with him, got to see it. And it never, when people always ask the question, it's like, oh, what's it like having a dad that was, that's successful and that's in the music and it's like famous and all that stuff. For us, it was nothing. Like, we didn't know any different.
You didn't know
like,
better.
No, until you got like older and all, like, things started kind of changing and people were kind of being a little weird. But like, no one thought anything of it. It was just like, hey, my dad sings. Like, I thought everyone's dad did. Like, oh, your dad's not on tour right now? Like, he's not singing. He's picking up. Like, it was, I just thought that was
He's
normal.
on hiatus right now.
Yeah, he's on hiatus. Your dad went to go grab cigarettes and never came back, huh? That sucks.
There's a lot of those out there, but
I'm about to be one of them. I'm kidding.
Dad took the trailer with him. I mean,
He gone. Choo. No, I got very lucky. My parents both stuck around.
And
I couldn't run. They put a chip in my neck, so I couldn't go anywhere. It sucks. That thing's still beeping. Bastards.
Do you have any upcoming? So we're looking at June right now. So what's some upcoming shows you have that you want to let everybody know about? If they're are you going to be in the area back soon, or?
I'm Floridaed out right now because we started the year off. We did a great show at in Oxford, Florida, or Oxford Downs.
Oh yeah,
out there.
Yeah, I tried to make that show, but I had something else. I think I had a show myself. I do trivia and stuff. Where
on.
So I tried to, and I found out I was like, oh crap, I can't make that show.
Good news. We'll be back in October.
Okay, so good. I will definitely.
And we just did Bike Fest, I think, like 2 weeks ago. So we've done plenty of Florida shows. But if you go to tristantritt.com or any of my social medias or anything like that, you'll see it. I bombard these people. It's like an earworm. I have to just throw it right at them. I'm trying to come up with something smart. I couldn't come up with anything.
Well, hey, listen, I appreciate your time today, and I'm so glad you got to come over and hang out and we discussed how it's going with you and how you got to where you are right now. And I'd love to have you back on sometime.
I would love to come back. And plenty of new music is coming. We're getting it down. We're getting it done as soon as possible. Yeah. I'm not very efficient right now, but we're getting there. We're working.
Well, I've downloaded a bunch of your stuff from Amazon. I'm a big Amazon guy, so
you're one of the reasons my lights keep staying on. You're paying?
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes.
Thank God.
There's somebody in your corner. I'm telling you.
Thank God. That's gonna help a lot. Thank you. My 401k is not doing well right now, but silver's up. Silver. The Dow's up right now.
Dow is up. Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Gas prices are they're up as well. But hey. It's like ebbs and flow, Today we got the ebb,
I cut out the floorboards, and now I'm Flintstone feeding my Tacoma now, so we're all good. We're efficient now. We're going green, baby.
Tristan, I appreciate you, man. And like I said, I'd love to have you back on. You're welcome here anytime.
Yes, sir.
And guys, that's all the time we have for today. And I just want to thank all our sponsors. Without your help and kindness and generosity, this is not possible. So until next time, we'll see you later. Have a good one.